This is Helene Francis in Hollywood, and today I'm going to give you my review of Rocketman. Now, I was a little apprehensive before I saw the movie because I love Bohemian Rhapsody so much that I couldn't imagine how Rocketman could ever compare. Well, guess what? I was pleasantly surprised. Taron Egerton as Elton John is phenomenal in the part. Not only is he a dynamite actor, and if you don't quite remember who Taron is, he starred in the Kingston movies, the spy movies that were comedic and wonderful, kind of a take on James Bond. Taron was wonderful in the part. Not only is he a dynamite actor, but guess what? He actually sings the songs himself, which was really a surprise. He puts his own twist on it, but believe me, being an Elton John fan, he really sounded like Elton John. Now the movie starts off with Elton finally wanting to get help. He's your true messed up rock star. He's into sex, drugs, booze, and of course rock and roll. And before he goes on concert, he's wearing this crazy devil kind of outfit with this large, big feathered headdress full of sequins. He storms out, gets in a taxi, walks in, and he seems to be in some sort of a 12-step program. Everybody's sitting in a circle, and he goes in this long speech telling when he's a little boy, and it goes back to when he's a 6-year-old, and all of a sudden, instead of it just being Taron singing Elton John songs, it turns into a real musical. There are singers, there are dancers, and they're dancing in front of his childhood home. And the little boy who plays Elton, this little redheaded kid, who was 9-year-old when he got the part, is just phenomenal. He plays him as a 6-year-old. And we learn that Elton has a very troubled home life. His mom had him when she was very young. The dad's off serving in the British Army. The dad has no kindness, no love in his heart, no caring for Elton. But on the other hand, neither does the mom. She's more interested in running around with guys and paying attention to her son. The only one who truly cares for Elton is his grandmother. And she notices that he sits down at the piano and starts playing and says, God, he's great. We should give him lessons. And the piano teacher realizes that Elton is a child prodigy and says we should have him audition for the Royal Academy of Arts. The mom says, oh, I'm too busy, I can't take him. But Grandma steps in and takes him, and yes, Elton gets in. He blows the audition away, and he is so very talented. Now, when he gets to be a teen, he sees an ad and goes to this record company, and he brings these pieces that he wrote, which is music only. He doesn't compose the lyrics. So they put an ad in the paper, and guess who he meets? Bernie Taupin. Now, Jamie Bell plays Bernie, and he's terrific in the part too. I really liked him. And I gotta tell you, growing up, people, when we found out Elton John was gay, used to tell me that Bernie and Elton were lovers all those years. But guess what? That was totally a myth and totally not true. Bernie is very straight, and he tells Elton from the get-go that he loves him like a brother, and they were truly like brothers all their life. But Elton falls in love with this guy, John Reed, who eventually becomes his manager, and you just hate him. As much as you don't like Elton's mom and his dad, you don't like the manager, who uses Elton, signs him to a terrible contract, gets 20%, and starts fooling around with other guys in front of Elton, which really breaks Elton's heart. And that's when he starts up, like all these other rock stars, with drugs and booze and craziness. But every time he gets on stage, he turns it off, and he's Elton John, the superstar. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to tell you everything, but I will tell you that eventually one of the big scenes is where he's supposed to perform at Dodger Stadium in California. And I guess he just decides he's going to kill himself, and he does cocaine and he does pills and he's drinking all this booze, and his mom and his grandma come out to see him because he's performing at Dodger Stadium. Man, this is really big. And he jumps in the pool and he becomes unconscious. And guess what? They take him to the hospital, they pump his stomach, and 2 days later, he actually goes on stage in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium, knocking them dead, singing Rocketman, and shows the old adage that's in show business, the show must go on. Thank goodness eventually he does get help. He turns his life around. Elton John has been sober for 28 years, and in real life, Elton has raised over $450 million for AIDS. You've got to see this movie. If you liked Elton's movie, if you liked Elton's music, you will love this film. It's heartwarming. It shows how he finally accepts his troubled youth. He goes on, he gets rid of the drugs, he gets rid of the alcohols, he turns his life around. Elton is really happy today. He's 72 years old. And Taran, I think you deserve an Oscar nomination for this part. And I get to vote this year for the SAG Awards, so I'm going to be voting for you. Hey everybody, catch this movie. I'm sure you'll really enjoy it as much as I did. Now, on a scale of 1 to 5, with my hearts 5 being the best, Rocketman gets 5 hearts. You should go see it. It's really great. Now, if you like this review, join my channel. It's free, and I want to hear your comments. Did you see the movie? Did you like it? Let me know what you think. This is Helene Francis in Hollywood, and until next time, I love you all. Bye-bye.
You were never ordinary.
What a shy little boy you were. Look at you now.